The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
If there is one movie trauma I clearly remember, it's the image of those corpses piled on the cemetery cross in Texas. I was far too young at the time to understand it was a piece of macabre art crafted by the Sawyer brothers. To me, it was simply a monster. A monster doing its job, scaring me. Less than 5 minutes into the film, and I was already traumatized. The 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of those films that will stay with me forever. It's grimy, almost snuff movie-like, what it evokes, the atmosphere, the themes it explores. This nightmare captured on film terrified an entire generation and created millions of fans around the world. Among those fans is Julio from GP Monsters, a Spanish artist with a strong taste for scary movies. Michael Myers, Krampus, Scream, just a few examples of his work. I had already had the chance to see Julio's talent through his RZ Killer, a stunning piece, and to this day, for me, still the best ground-up sculpt of the Michael Myers remake. So when Julio posted photos of his new sculptures on Instagram, and I saw those all too familiar shapes in the pictures, I knew they had to end up in my hands, so that I could share them with you. I was about to dig once more into the nightmares of my childhood. Leatherface, the vile beast of the film. If the corpse statue at the beginning didn't have the desired effect on you, he would take care of the rest. the Chainsawyer. Perfect representation of the first mask worn by Leatherface in the original film, commonly known as The Killing. It is the first glimpse Tobe Hooper gives us of the killer. Featuring an opening at the mouth, reshaped with a piece of metal tied into the skin, Julio from GP Monsters spent entire months testing various techniques to achieve the best possible finish, aiming for an authentic effect worthy of the 1974 production. The mask is made from a blend of latex and fibers. The scalp even includes real human hair, a detail that Bubba Sawyer himself would surely appreciate. More than just an authentic mask with a certain aura, Julio managed to make an accurate shaped mask, a remarkable feature considering the original mask's versatility. The Chainsawyer is the work of a true Leatherface fan, and it is the little details that prove it. The perfectly sized rivets, the thickness of the leather used to tie the two faces together, the wire stitching, the fine latex, the folds around the neck, the white strings at the edge of the eyes, the eyelashes Julio used. Everything is so meticulously crafted that I can almost picture Leatherface himself making his mask from the skin of one of his victims. Julio didn't just delight fans of the killing of his Chainsawyer. Nah, he also gave fans the chance to get a replica of the famous pretty woman, here called the Texan Lady. This torn woman's face, rebuilt by Leatherface and made up by his own hands as seen in that deleted scene. It's this version that Julio took on with the Texan Lady. In his own words, Julio was inspired by the scene where Leatherface screams at the dinner table. It took him 5 months. 5 months of reworking every inch of the monster clay, so the monster from the film could become real. The Texan Lady is made of latex, with synthetic hair and genuine leather and fabric straps. Julio's painting is incredibly precise and faithful to the original work. While most replicas are simply white, he added subtle nuances that bring it closer to the original mask. The shiny lipstick, the slightly bluish eyeshadow, the nearly faded blush, and that eyelid split in two. The thickness of the latex allows the mask, just like the Chainsawyer, to be versatile. Just like the real one, the mask shifts and moves as Gunnar Hanson's mask did. Julio set out with the goal of creating 2 extremely accurate replicas, and I can confidently say he did it. I'm incredibly thankful to Julio for allowing me to get my hands on the masks that haunted my childhood nightmares. Everything about these masks reflects a deep admiration for the work of Bob Burns and Tobe Hooper's film. This is the kind of piece that, once displayed in my collection, will endlessly take me back to that Texan graveyard, burn into my memory, where it will remain forever.